welcome to class. So today we're going to stretch. Today we're going to loosen everything up, work a little bit on stability, but not too much, but mostly flexibility. And we'll warm up first and then head into some very yummy stretches, okay? So I invite you to get a mat out, clear your space, clear your mind a little bit, some water maybe, just to keep hydrated. And you can do this with socks or bare feet, it's up to you. We are going to start out standing. We are going to end standing. We'll do some seated work in between, okay? Today's word is I am adaptable, so be adaptable through these stretches today. I accept changes and can adjust to any situation. So luckily for me, I have been getting my continuing education credits to renew my certificates in group fitness. And I've been taking a foam rolling, stretching, recovery, trigger point with tennis balls training. I did that all yesterday. I took a bunch of online classes, and it was a great refresher for me to remember how in these mindful workouts to talk to you. So if I talk a little bit different today, I'm just practicing some new language. Perhaps I'm going to try to invite you. A lot of invitations, right? Invite you to get deeper into your stretches or to try something different or to flow at your own pace, okay? So what's awesome about that is if you are having any issues with your body, I learned how to foam roll correctly and how to do some of that trigger point with the ball correctly to help loosen up all of those tight spots. So I thought it was very interesting, and I am a resource to you if you need it, okay? That was my whole point. All right, we'll go ahead and begin with our warm-up. We are standing on our feet, straight and tall, and let me think here today. You might want something soft for your knee. I think that's about it, though. So, start your watches, and we will begin. Oh, I was going to say I'm playing some soft music, but if you can't hear it and you would like to hear your own, please put on some soft yoga music in the background. It's really easy to find it, just Google it. Yoga music, you'll find something. All right, so let's go ahead and start standing straight and tall, toes forward. Rock back and forth into your balls of your feet and then into your heels and kind of find that center spot, root yourself into the ground, roll your shoulders down and back. If you need to on this first exercise, open up your legs a little bit wider, you can. We're just going to squat down and reach towards the ground and then sweep up overhead. So I'm going to open up my stance a little wider so I can open up my hips wider and coming back down, squat, reach up and overhead. Everything right now is low and then long and tall, okay? So bend at the knees, squat with the butt. You're going down as far as you can. Hopefully you open up your gait wide enough that you're able to come down low, keeping your chin and chest up, and then reaching towards the ceiling. Let's go ahead and take these last couple to our toes, all the way up. Roll through, lift your heels to the ball of your foot. And then let's take our right leg forward, left leg's gonna lunge back. And then you're gonna take this arm up, sweep, tap. Lunge, tap. Okay, let's do the other side, 2 reps. Lunge, tap, lunge, tap. Finding some balance right from the get-go. Now let's alternate sides. So lunge, tap, come together, lunge, tap, oops, tap, come together. I'm gonna get this, you're gonna get this. Lunge, tap, lunge, tap. One more. If you need to even out sides, one of those people, even out your sides, okay? Next up, we're gonna go ahead and take a forward fold, reaching towards the ground. And then as we rise up, we're gonna reach with our arms up overhead, come to your toes. And fan forward, fold. Reach, lift, all the way to your toes. So heels lift as we rise up, release, fold, reach and rise. I did a stretch class yesterday, and it was a lot of these same stretches, and it was reminding me a lot of this class. It was kind of a really good experience for me. All right, we're going to come nice and wide. We're going to side lunge, reach, other side, kind of like what we do in Soul Fusion. Don't you love that? That's built into another class too, these stretches. A lot of the stretches were on the ground too. Some of them were new. I had it done. That's always interesting to do a new stretch. Find different spots of your body that you need to elongate. Hopefully this class does that for you, gives you some different stretches to do. When we challenge our body in that way, we need to adapt to the change, and that's good for us, right? All right, we're gonna take right leg forward, left leg back. Squat down, lunge down, and then on the rise, we're gonna do a little twist. Squat, rise, twist. Let's see on the same side. So we tuck our tailbone under, twist just a little bit. One more, and then let's switch legs. So you're nice and wide with your feet, especially if you're wobbling. And we're just gonna come down, stand, twist, down. I want you to think about turning your hip just a little bit to that corner. Down, stand, twist, down, and a little twist. So you should have gotten your hip flexor a little bit more in there. We're gonna come down to a low kneel. So if you need something for your knees, now is a good time to get it. Knees are about hip width. Flatten the butt tops of your feet down. Drop your butt onto your heels. If you need to curl your toes under and put your butt down, that's fine too. You're going to reach up overhead. Up and over. Switch your grip of your wrist up and over. And we're going side to side. Up and over. Up and over. So this is really uncomfortable for my knees to be low. So I'm going to come up high. And if it's even uncomfortable here for you, you can do the standing. And release your arms. Okay, we're going to move on to our next set of movements. You have about 30 seconds to just kind of settle here. Move those away from your knees. If you need them, you might want one because we're going into a low lunge to a crescent, okay? So we're gonna keep one knee down. If you'd like to lift it, you can. We're gonna end up dropping it and then reaching forward into our crescent pose anyways. So go ahead and put that there. Actually, I would suggest something soft for your knee because move two, you're gonna want, okay? So we've got our low lunge, leaning forward, and then reach up, elongate through your core into your hip flexor, through your quad, all the way to your knee, reach, 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 and come down into your low lunge. If you want to lift your back knee, you can, otherwise just keep it down, leaning forward, and reach up, lean forward. When I say lean forward, I mean lean forward with your hips, okay? So low lunge, release, reach, extend. It might feel semi-painful if you've been sitting a lot. Our hip flexors shorten and tighten. They sit in this shortened spot all day long when you're sitting, so get up and stretch. All right, let's go ahead and take our back foot, heel, try to grab it, pull it towards your butt. Give yourself a little arm for balance here. And you're gonna stay tall and upright. Tuck your tailbone under just a little bit, and then you'll feel a little bit more of your quad stretched. If you're losing your balance, feel free to take this to stand. Maybe hold on to something, or if you have something near you you may hold on to, that's fine. Otherwise, practice your stability and your balance. Shoulders tall, tailbone tucked under slightly to activate our core. Pulling your heel towards your bottom. I'm fighting for my balance here too. I invite you to pull your heel a little bit closer to your bum. Release your foot slowly, and let's switch sides. So one knee down or up in your low lunge. Maybe you want to try pulling your knee up, pulling your heel to the back wall, then dropping your knee and reaching through crescent, hips forward, chest tall, open your heart to the sky. Come back down. I find that as I'm getting older, I appreciate all of this mindfulness and recovery and stretching work more than ever. And some of the teachings are becoming more and more interesting to me. Maybe you've checked some of it out. Maybe you have some yoga-ish classes that you've gone through that you really like. All right, go ahead and take your foot, pull your heel towards your bottom, find your balance here, and we're working on the front of our thigh, elongating. Can you pull your heel just a little closer to your bum? Can you lift your crown of your head a little bit taller to the ceiling? Tailbone under slightly, engage your core. You're going to gently release, and we're going to walk ourselves to a plank. Spread your fingertips wide, hands directly underneath your shoulders, plank position. We're going to take one leg, a little lunge. Lean into this a little bit too, so I want you to think about pulling your hips forward, opening up this knee just a little bit, and then switch sides. So we're driving our hips forward, and then switch. You're alternating. I invite you to move at your own pace now. One leg at a time. I found that my hips were incredibly tight yesterday, and so this will help. If you're finding the same thing, I'm hoping this helps you too. Let's go ahead and take a seat. I invite you to bend one leg. If it's too intense to bend the one leg, I talk about this all the time, straighten it out. But we're going to focus on this other leg here, okay? We're going to reach up and fold forward, and then reach up and fold forward, okay? So again, I'm going to invite you to move at your own pace. If you'd like to keep this leg bent, go for it. That actually helps with my hip a little bit. Less hamstring, more hip. But you choose what works for you. One more inhale, reach to the ceiling, fold forward and hold. We're going to hold right here, and I'm going to invite you to pull your chest closer to your knee, slowly and gradually on each breath, if you can, right? Can you extend your nose a little closer to your toes? We're working on the back of the calf and the back of the leg, your hamstring right now, and just holding. Inhale, and on an exhale, lower your chest a centimeter closer. Are you able to get your elbows to the ground? Are you able to reach the arch of your foot with both hands? And let's roll up and switch into the other side. So again, I invite you to bend your knee or straighten it. Working on the other leg, we're going to reach tall, pull forward. Reach tall and fold forward. I invite you to move with your breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. That is a piece of this class that we do not focus on, and that's okay. It is something you can focus on if you are practiced in it or if you'd like to practice in it. I am not trained in it, that's why I do not teach it. I have experience with it, so I can just give you a few cues. Hold your fold. You can bend your knee or keep your legs straight. We are focused on the hamstring and the calf, so if bending your leg puts more of a focus on your hip, then please straighten out that leg and reach forward. Can you reach your arch of your foot with both hands? Can you get your elbows to the ground? Not on this side. Can you inhale? And on an exhale, lower your chest a little closer to your knee. Is the crown of your head reaching closer towards your foot? As we breathe and lengthen, maybe we get a little bit further into the fold. Rise up. We're going to go straddled out legs, walking ourselves forward. Proud spine. Chin above our heart. Think about leaning with your heart towards the floor. Some of us are going to be able to get our elbows to the floor. Some of us are going to be able to get our foreheads to the floor. Some of us are going to have that as a goal and continue to reach just a little bit further, and a little bit further, and a little bit further. So I invite you to continue your stretching and reaching Finish breath. Let your body melt into the floor a little bit more. Let the crown of your head reach the opposite wall. Walk yourself back on up. We're going to take one leg forward, one leg back into pigeon. Go ahead and give yourself a little bit of a break here. We're going to release and just breathe for a second. We've got about 20 seconds as we transition into this next section. So get yourself ready for pigeon. Pick a leg that's going to go forward, pick a leg that's going to go back. We're here for 70 seconds, okay? So just over a minute long. Plenty of time. Let's go ahead and start getting into the pose. Lower yourself on down. We're in pigeon. I'm going to invite you to open up, twist. Hold it as long as you'd like, and then come back to center. Staying on that same side. Open up, twist, either hold or flow. Balance comes into play here. If you feel yourself trying to hold yourself on your elbow, your forearm, and you're a little bit wobbly, retract your shoulder blades, squeeze them together. A little squeeze in your glute as you're opening up, and release. Here, a little bit of stabilizing work for you. Balance and stability. And let's switch sides. You can push to a down dog. If you need a little stretch on that bent leg, and then switch legs, pull through the other side. Gently lower yourself down. If you can, come down to your elbows and twist open. Hold the stretch, release the stretch, flow at your own pace. Open your heart to the ceiling. Release. As you reach open, retract your shoulder blades, squeeze them together. Open your chest, release. At this point, my hope for you is that you're starting to open up your hips and your glutes a little bit more. Your spine is feeling more comfortable in the twist. And we're going to roll over to our backs. Choose one leg, pull it in towards your chest, lengthen, straighten out the other leg. We're going to go ahead and extend that leg up. Hold it behind the calf or the thigh. Take a nice big breath. Inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and release the leg, reach your arms up overhead, and then lift the leg back up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. I invite you to lower and lift at your own pace, drawing your leg a little bit closer to your heart each time your hands connect to your thigh or your calf. You can point or flex your foot, that's up to you. Maybe you want to try one of each. If you would like to hold it a little bit longer, you're welcome to. I'm going to give a little hold here as we finish this side. Release, and let's switch and do the other side. So you can pull your knee into your chest, extend your leg. Maybe point flex, maybe roll your ankle. And then release, hands up overhead, inhale. Exhale, lift. Pull a little bit closer to your chest each time. So we're talking about sitting too much, right? And how it shortens up our hip flexors and can really stiffen up our hips, right? Okay. The name of this class is actually desk. stretching. So this is for those of you who sit at a desk or sitting in a car or sitting on the couch, whatever it is that you do when you're sitting. This is for all of us that sit too much at times, whether it's on purpose or not, or forced. This is for you. We all do it these days. It's just a modern convenience, right? So we're working through all of those muscles. Unfortunately, you're gonna be standing up next, so give you a hold on that leg. You can bend that knee, grab behind the other, rock yourself up to sit. Come all the way up to stand, so crawl your way up. I said unfortunately, but maybe you'll like this. So make sure that the blood is not pooling and that you're not dizzy here. Stay upright if you are. We're coming into a warrior position, hold. So feet are perpendicular, front legs bent, back legs straight. Tuck your tailbone under, shoulders stacked over your hips. Okay? Looking long, eye gaze over your fingertips. And then we're going to straighten out our legs. Hinge forward, triangle, open your heart. Open your chest. Fingertips reaching, ceiling to floor. And when you're ready, come back into your warrior position. Bend your front knee, find your balance. Tuck your tailbone under, looking eye gaze over your fingertips. And when you're ready, come back into your triangle. I invite you to flow at your own pace through your warrior triangle positions. Find a great flow of your arms. How do you want to move them? Everybody can put their own style on this. And let's go ahead and step our feet together, switch sides. If you want to just shift your body weight and do the other side and face against the other wall, go for it. Otherwise, just switch your feet. Tuck your tailbone under. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle your feet. Shoulders out of your ears. Eye gaze over your fingertips. I invite you to come into your triangle, opening your chest, reaching from ceiling to floor. Hinging at your hip. And I invite you to flow through warrior, triangle. Goal on warrior is to get your front thigh parallel to the floor. So as you bend your knee, push into your heel, make sure that your knee is not extending over your toe. As you try to get your thigh parallel, you can always wiggle your back foot out to lower yourself, get a nice distance between your feet. We have about 10 more seconds here, and then we're going back and repeating some work we already did. All right, rise up out of that. We've got about 30 seconds to transition. We're coming back down to our low lunge to crescent, our quad stretch, our alternating low lunges, and our folded hamstring stretches, okay? So let's go ahead. I think I started with my right leg forward and my left leg back, so I'm going to do that again. Coming on down gently to your low lunge. Remember, you can have your knee up or your knee down here, and then just place it down as you rise up to crescent, reaching your hips forward. Low lunge, release. Let your body melt into the floor in that low lunge. I want you to think about opening up your hips as you come to the floor, bearing the weight in your hands, and reaching to the ceiling, opening up your hip flexor. Do you feel like it already got tight? We're right back to where we started. That happens, doesn't it, with our muscles? Working on so much length, and then you're going to drink a bunch of water and hydrate yourself after this. Find your balance in a half kneeling position as you reach for your foot. Heel pulls towards your bottom. Shoulders are stacked up over your hips, so I don't want you leaning forward or pulling back. I want you to try to keep your posture tall and upright, the crown of your head to the ceiling. I invite you to pull your heel a little closer to your bottom. Bend your elbow. Tuck your tailbone just a little bit. Engage, activate the center. Adjust your hand on your foot if you need to. Inhale and exhale. Gently release your foot, and let's switch sides. We've got our low lunge on the other side. Bent leg on the floor or straight leg to the back of the room. And then lower yourself down into your crescent. Reach through. Open your heart to the ceiling. I invite you to flow through at your own tempo here. And lower on down. Find your balance as you reach for your back foot. Pull your heel towards your bottom. Tall and upright. Tuck your tailbone under slightly. Whoa, and if you fall out of it, that's okay, reset and try again. Maybe find a focal point, something that's not moving. And gently release. We're coming into a plank position, alternating low lunges. Open up your hip. And when you're ready, switch sides. Gently lower yourself down to your bottom. One leg straight, one leg bent, or both legs straight, reaching towards your foot, reaching overhead, and folding forward. Maybe try it with both bent leg and straight leg and see which one you prefer. And let's hold our fold. Remember, our goal here is the back of the leg, the hamstring. So if this bent knee is preventing you from getting deeper into your stretch, please extend it. Inhale and exhale, drawing your chest closer to your knee each breath. The crown of your head pulling towards your toe. And let's roll up from there and do the other side. So again, if you can bend your knee, bend it or straighten it. Inhale, hold. Can you reach both hands to the arch of your foot? Can you lengthen your spine a little bit longer? And let's hold the fold, concentrating and focusing on the back, our hamstring, our calf. Inhale and exhale. There is a threshold of pain that we can only take ourselves so far to, okay? So I want you to find it, breathe, see if you can handle it, and release if you can't, okay? listen to your body. We don't want to force it so much that it's in so much pain. We want to make sure that we're gentle on ourselves, especially during something mindful like this. Let's go ahead and roll up to the top. If you can, straddle your legs a little bit wider, and we're going to roll forward. So this is just the distance that works for you in the space of between your feet, okay? And then again, you're going to walk yourself forward. Can you make it to your elbows? Can you make it to your nose? Can you get your forehead to the ground? They're just benchmarks, maybe goals. Some of us will be able to get there, and some of us won't yet. And if coming forward with your chest, hands forward is the best you can get today, that is okay. You're going to just bend your elbows a little bit, and every time you're going to try and bend them a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and folding yourself a little bit further forward. This is our last stretch of today. So take a nice big inhale, and exhale, and appreciate all that your body does for you. Go ahead and release and roll up. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope that you feel better now than when we started. I know I certainly do. And remember that you can take this on repeat anytime that you want. This is a really great one, like I said, for the hip flexors and for all of those sitting muscles to elongate and stretch. So I will see you back here on Friday. Have a great day today. And if you're replaying tomorrow, enjoy your workout. And if you're resting tomorrow, enjoy your rest day. I will see you then. Bye.